exhibition of Waterloo Museums presents the Buzz About Bees. Join us on this pollination adventure.
Hello, and welcome to Doon Heritage Village's Sybert House Garden. Today we're going to be talking all about the pollinators who need flowers and the flowers who need pollinators. Did you know that Ontario has over 800 different kinds of bees? And all of those bees need flowers. Inside my Sybert House Garden, I have over 100 different flowers for the bees. So you can think of them almost like nature's best friends. Bees need flowers for two reasons. Flowers produce nectar, which is like a sweet syrup that gives the bees energy, and pollen. The pollen is that fluffy, sticky stuff you see at the center. Now, pollen is usually yellow, but can also be black or blue. And what happens is when the bee lands on the flower, it collects some of that pollen to give it energy and nutrients, and it takes some of that pollen back with it to its family. But some of that pollen will also stick to the fluffiness of the bee and fall off as the bee is flying from flower to flower. That pollen that falls off actually helps the flowers to spread their seeds. Now, since bees rely on flowers for their food, it's really important to plant a variety of flowers so that there are some that bloom in early spring, some that bloom in the summer, and some that bloom in the fall. That way, there's food for the bees all season long. Now, you don't have to worry about flowers in the winter because the bees are asleep. One of my favorite parts about a pollinator garden is that it needs lots of undisturbed space. What that means is it's areas that you don't touch and you just leave be. And the reason that bees need that is they need it for places to build shelters, places to lay their eggs and to have larvae, and safe areas they can just have their families in their homes. Now, some people might wonder why we need bees and pollinators anyways. The truth is, about a third of our food comes from plants that get pollinated. So like this apple tree right here in early spring, in about a month, it's going to need bees to pollinate it so we can have apples this fall. Blueberry flowers need to be pollinated so we can have blueberries. And yes, even chocolate trees need to be pollinated so we can get chocolate. Well, bees need three things to survive. They need food, water, and shelter. We've already talked about the food, and in our next videos, you're going to learn more about the shelter and the water that bees need to survive. Now it's time for you at home to answer some questions. If you were a butterfly or a bee, would you like to be in a place with lots and lots of flowers, or be surrounded by grass everywhere? If you were a bee, would you like a soft place to cozy up, or would you like a nice piece of hard concrete to live on? If you were a bee or a butterfly, what would your favorite flower be? Check out the rest of the videos in our series to find out the buzz about bees.